gods are coming.
Lizard.
Yeah, but you won't have it for for much longer. Anyway, do a cozy game day because I can.
Bruh.
Which did you not save? I told you to not have the 5-minute wait. I told.
Oh no.
The ads were meant to happen like 2 minutes ago. Or 3 minutes ago. Either way, it's meant to have been during the 5 minutes on the thingy screen. Wait, I can use my controller for this. Why can I use my controller for this? This is... Anyways, this is Undusted. It should be a bit chiller than EnVtuber, as I just really want chill. Started playing and I thought, hang on, I could actually be streaming this. I haven't actually played any, I've just read this bit. When I think of my family home, the first things that come to mind are the glittering lake and gently sloping hills. After walking through the bustling streets, over the hills and along the lakeside, my house and its bright red roof soon came to view. I would chat with Mum and Dad as we passed through the front gate together, and the big lemon tree in the yard would always greet us. For someone who lacked courage, maybe all I needed was an excuse, no matter how small. You say that as if you don't already know Puddin', when I have very similar gremlin energy to him. The letter from my aunt was enough. Plus, you've seen the chaos energy of Chris. Dear Adora, long time no see. How have you been? Are you doing all the things you always wanted to do? It's been a while since I've heard from you. Come to think of it, the last time we saw each other was at Lily's funeral. Oh. I'm sorry to trouble you after all this time, but I can't find the necklace your mother gave me. I'm fairly certain I left it at your house after one of my visits. I really thought I had lost it for good, you know. I know it's a bit of a hassle, but could you send it to me?
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's Clefairy!
Fuck!
Joe, that was me commanding Boba. Ah. I missed that bit because I was missing. Oh well. It's been a long time since I last came back. I should tidy up the place. I suppose now's the right time. For the time being, it's the least I can do. The key. Ah, here it is. It's rusted all over. I'll have to clean it before I can use it. Does this game have music? Is it silent? Is it meant to be silent? Okay. The silence was slightly starting to bother me. I played the demo of this. I couldn't remember if it actually had its own background music or not. Cleaning with a little toothbrush. of the redeems is so brand new, I haven't even... it hasn't even been tested. Not that it's one that I could actually really test because it has a randomizer. I know my luck on the test would pick the version that's an hour long. What else? I'm not seeing anything else. What is it? Could it be? Oh. Ah. Has a button like, car wash. Good. When was the last time this place was cleaned? There's so much dust. I can barely breathe. I need to go to the attic and find that necklace. Why is it locked? Now that I think of it, I've hardly ever been into the attic. Mum always was the one in charge of it. Oh well, I need to clean the rest of the house anyway. The attic key should eventually turn up. Where should I even start? The house key. Hasn't been used in a long time. It could be more blatantly a house key if it tried, with the fact it says home with a house on it. Funny you mentioned that. As I was setting up something for playing Undertale, Deltarune, whatever I might want. Hang on. Where's my do-flip? Where's my do-flip? After being neglected for so long, the house was so heavily laden with dust, I needed a mask to breathe normally. I opened a window and started cleaning out some of the dust. When it was cleaning day, I used to be in charge of the floors. Mum took care of the furniture. And Dad handled the windows and any tall places that were out of reach. And to be honest, I'm the sans nerd. If I closed my eyes, I could almost hear it all again. The sounds of Mum wiping down the furniture, Dad's humming. Sans. I'm a sans nerd. Yeah, but his name is Sans. You don't have to say the skeleton every bloody time. cleaning the living room, I found a dust-covered photo frame on the shelf. House inside was our first family photo. Enjoy your passing the fuck out, Moon.
Drink check, drink.
Dippy. When we went to take our first family photo, Dad made a peculiar suggestion. While it wasn't unusual for him to say or do something quirky, none of us saw it coming. You realise everyone on Tumblr knew to do the apostrophe after the S because people drilled it into us because of Undertale. Learn grammar with Undertale and Tumblr. Yes. Yes. Why don't we all wear animal costumes? It'll be Adora's first ever family photo, so let's make it a special and unforgettable experience. He pleaded like a giddy child, arms wrapped around the large costume. Mum let out a deep sigh. Here we go again. Joe, can you tell what route that emote is? If you can actually see it properly. Because if you are as much of a connoisseur, what route it's showing, which you can see in the bit bigger next to me now, it should be a bit clear. Maybe. Yep. It was massive. He really loved his jokes and pranks. A completely 180 from Mum. This sponge is worse than the toothbrush. Yippee. We never ended up wearing the costumes like he had wanted to. Cute. Cute. Hi, Chaotic. How you doing? got Frikoko! Frikoko is adorable little baby with no faults. It didn't sense that I was a sentient Pikachu. Can't remember what my starter was though. Honey, don't you think there's a reason why people take more traditional photos? Because they couldn't come up with anything creative. You know what? That's a mood. Are you serious? Can't we just take a normal picture? But, Dora, look at this. What a cute cat. Oh, so you're only trying to talk Dora into your plan now. Our very first family photo together. Seemingly an ordinary picture with an amusing story behind it. Seemingly ordinary, and yet he's using bunny ears behind her head. Still couldn't do it normal. So, a battle between an unstoppable father and a immovable mother. As always, Mum won, leaving Dad with his shoulders hunched in defeat. Thinking of de-shrimp. De-shrimping is probably a good idea. If there is one for Deltarune, I didn't find it yet. I set it up so the Undertale one was active. While Mum was talking to the photographer, I snuck over to Dad and whispered, "Let's wear costumes next time." He only responded with a slight nod. When I looked at the photo afterwards, I saw he had given me bunny ears. Mum noticed shortly afterwards and gave Dad a slight rap on the head. But the sheer dad-like triumph on his face sent us all into a fit of laughter. Dad is just resting cat face. The dad is resting kitty face. Now you've got me curious. Is there a Deltarune one? No. We've got a couple of chapters before it would actually be a whole route. I found one that is just that would trigger on just the word Deltarune that just says I'm a little bitch boy. Yours is arguably better.
Drink check, drink.
No. I didn't want to actually change screen. Are you sure about that? The stuff you find on 7TV. I didn't beat it. If it's beatable. I've also put. There's also a YouTube video that uses timestamps to play against Sans, which I've quote unquote played. We'll put time for people to come in though. While I'm showing off the Deltarune emote of them 7TV. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
When I was young, Mum often told me it was too dangerous to go into the kitchen or attic alone. But the more someone told me not to do something, the more I wanted to do it. One day, when Mum and Dad were out, I excitedly went into the kitchen to examine the cupboard that was just barely within reach. My heart was pounding as I opened the cupboard. There are many beautiful porcelain teacups, and I took out the one I thought was prettiest. Suddenly, the front door opened with a creak. Someone was back. Crash! It was the sound of porcelain breaking on the floor. The teacup slipped out of my hands. A sharp sound of Yep. The sharp sound of shattering porcelain froze me in place. I heard Mum urgently calling my name. She came into the kitchen and saw what happened. Her face froze. Out of every dance, why that? I missed that first sentence because I clicked them back into the game. Yippee. I had never seen her look like that before. Okay. Sponge. Wop, 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 wop. Da 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 da. I don't need Gangnam Style in my head. I don't need Gangnam Style in my head. Pika. Pika, pika, pika. What's the symbol? Give me the toothbrush. Scrubby, scrubby. Ease. That gets into the cracks. I mean... what other point would you put in a trailer? Other than the same sort of timing as the game. Eh. I mean, it's easy to be oblivious to the unknown until you know it. But being human. It's Pokey Catch. There you go. I didn't even need to check. I don't know how to set up a follow age command and mix it up, and I didn't have it as a. I didn't see it as a mix up preset, and even if it was one, I would have done it. I would have thought. Joe, you're just loving the fact that there's just Undertale sound bit alerts to play through Boba, don't you? my brain's trying to was trying to headache into being powered off, so I thought I'd at least play a chilled game since I wanted to stream. Impressive. It still sounds like that's a very pretty sort of purpley colour. Or at least it looks purple in the photo if it isn't. Very pretty. Mum, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break it. Dora, are you okay? Are you hurt? Are you hurt anywhere? Mum, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't listen to you. Even... Nice. I haven't seen...
Drink check, drink.
I haven't seen a colour that of things called orchid that hasn't been pretty. Like, it must be a rule to be named orchid that it has to be pretty. I even bought one of the teacups. It's okay, Adora. Everything's okay as long as you're unhurt. A porcelain teacup that is barely intact. One of Mum's most treasured possessions. After giving me a big hug, she started carefully gather the shards of porcelain in silence. I still couldn't forget how sad she had looked at the broken teacup. The next day, I secretly retrieved the shards from the trash and clumsily glued everything back together. Then I returned the fragile teacup to its place in the cupboard, hoping Mum would feel better seeing it. When Mum discovered the teacup later, she murmured, "This is a much more fitting appearance." I didn't understand why, but the smell looked bitter. No! I'm not even sure how to read that once slow. My mum loves writing with fountain pens, no matter how long the letter or document. Whenever I asked if it was tiring to write so much by hand, she would always say, "It's difficult, but it's worth it." Mum had a routine before writing, where she would sit back at her desk with perfect posture. Then she'd neatly lay out a fresh sheet of paper. Finally, she selected one ink bottle from her collection and gracefully dipped the nib of her exquisite fountain pen. I loved watching this process. I hope your job isn't a pain. I loved watching this process, so I used to quietly sit beside her whenever she took up her pen. Watching her anti-disestablishmentarianism. I feel like I somehow still butchered that. Watching her fill empty sheets of paper. She had fill empty sheets of paper with her handwriting and imparted a special feeling I couldn't experience anywhere else. She had so many inkwells. Sometimes I spend half a day just looking at them all. I don't think she used this one very often. Yeah. The ink moves. Andy definitely would love this game. The ink moves on the inside. I love that. That's adorable. So, who's getting the green-haired elf the game as a surprise? Okay, the ink blots under it wants me to clean off. That's definitely not showing up on the lights. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okay, there's still stuff to clean off this bottle. I am not wrapping up just yet. I want it to be clean. She never turns up, but... yes. I'm also a mod for her. Not that she's ever live. And even then, I just more background ban people and set up Cerebot and stuff than actually active mod bullshit. Because Mum streams are singing. Proper singing. I don't want to hear her singing twice. So I had to have stream on mute. If I mod them. Only in the darkest of nights can you discover the star hidden within Lois. That's a quote from Mum's favourite writer. Why is it written on here? Because it's a limited edition ink. Dad and I were still university students, so it took him a lot of hard work to buy it. But it looks new. Is it because you don't want to waste it? Adora, let me show you something. If you write with this ink and turn off the lights, can you see the words glowing? The darker the room is, the lot brighter the ink shines. Wow! To Adora, Lily, and Ash's beloved daughter, you need to eat a variety of foods to grow up big and strong. But I hate carrots. If you become brave enough to finish your carrots, I'll give you a fountain pen as a present. Are we not allowed to see it glow? I want to see the ink glow. Give me glowy ink. A special ink color glows in the dark. You say that. The voice I'm doing is similar to the child voice, like little noises that the game keeps playing. Or at least sounds like it in my thing.
Something that glows in the dark. A quote from a famous writer is displayed on the label. Is that better?
I adored fountain pens. There was an irresistible offer. Mum looked into my awestruck eyes and said, "Do you know why I love fountain pens? Because you can learn a lot about someone through their handwriting." That is just a new woo face. That is just a new woo face. Even if I wrote something without much thought behind it, I learned more about myself after reading those words. She gently closed the inkwell. For some reason after that day, I never saw her use a fountain pen again.
I want to see the ink glow.
Why is that just playing in the right ear? I see you just in the right ear. That is just... Okay. Okay, random sound alert. Dad absolutely loves music. Whenever he could, he'd be humming or playing various instruments. He told me that he used to be in a children's choir and that he had joined a band during his university days. Whenever he'd returned home from work, he'd sing a little song he composed, titled "Dad Loves Coming Home." That just makes me think Dad hates at work. Mum would always warn him about disturbing the neighbours, but she could never mask a smile. Thanks to Dad, music enriched every dimension of our lives.
With anticipation.
Okay, how long is it gonna last? This is the one I didn't test because it could last an hour. first line always made me laugh. What was it again? You can't hold me back. I'm free. No one can ever stop me. Was that it? Hi, Sammy. It's an ocarina. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. It's adorable. That's adorable. That's adorable. That's adorable. Not my activity feed doing the twitchy thing again. Distracting when I catch them in the corner of my eye. This is so cute. In around the little leggies and around the tail. And around everything else. Yes. Yes. And you. And you. Yes. Adora, I'm done. It's an ocarina. And hi, Chris. I'm good. Dad loves the weekend. Dad, you sure you're not keto? You got me. That's my secret's out. How about our son? Why did I put my ocarina? Dad, if you love music so much, why did you become an accountant? Music and accountanting is very different. Subdiratcha? Ah yes, the this is fine emote is what you go for first. How cute! My hype train works. Thanks, Chris. Captions, his name
Ads
isn't
are
spelled by
coming.
that. How to derail my thoughts. Oh. A hype train. Right. That works.
Don't forget to clip funny moments.
Also, yes, I do have Boba speak some of the boss bits. Because, yes, that makes sense. Or at least it makes sense in my head to have an audio thing that went with some of the things. Hmm.
Holy shit.
Nice to know that doodah I set up last night works. Or at least that specific sound thing works. Ah. Wait. Not quite. That's a good question, Adora. I need to stop skipping text as I actually go to read it. That would be helpful. On the other hand, I get itchy if I don't work with numbers for even a single day. To achieve happiness is not about doing what you want, it's about doing what you can't live without. When you find something like that, you'll understand exactly how I feel. I definitely feel like I'll be deserving the pancakes later. Not that I need an excuse on pancakes. That is my brain. A cute petal-shaped ocarina that often plays his own songs on it.
Emotional damage.
I'm so happy I did that. I'm so happy I did the thing. Having random memes and share sound of bits to have go through Boba was my best choice. Dad then started to joyfully play his ocarina. His face was that of a man who had everything he needed to be happy. I suddenly grew curious. Thanks for the gift, Bum Rat. Well, less people are gonna be affected by that outbreak. Not that it's really... Not that it's not 30 seconds. Like... Something... Something grew curious and asked, "Then what can you live without? Can't you live without?" He replied, "Lily and Adora. That's why I'm the happiest man on the world. In the world, even." He then declared that his next song would be named Dad is Super Duper Happy. Despite my laughter, I couldn't wait to hear the next release in his Dad series. I often found myself humming his songs, and his words stayed with me. Would I also find something I couldn't live without? Look at this little munchkin. So fucking cute. Ah. Yes, you now have the Blauhai emote. Or at least the ability to use it everywhere. I Did you give me a creepy one? Trisha, that's rude.
Ads are coming.
Boba, you already said that a bit ago. But where are you messed up? Have you been broken? How could you have been broken? I guess it is just upcoming and not... Okay, that's gonna annoy me if it's more frequent than just a little bit before an ad break. One day on our way home, we came across a cute kitten crying by its lonesome. If only I could sync you to Ceres. I can bear to leave it there by myself, so I begged my parents to let me bring it back with us. Without hesitation, Dad started brainstorming ways to lure the kitten. Should we get some food as bait? How about foxtail grass? Maybe a cardboard box? Dad and I excitedly exchanged ideas, but after a few minutes, we realised Mum hadn't said a single word. Dad really had the heart of a child. Instead of stopping me, he joined right in. It grips! It grips! It grips! It grips! It goes towards the little Hoover. Steam cleaner, whatever this is meant to be. It also squeaks. This is amazing.
This is amazing. Yes.
I believe so. Or at least, that definitely looks like a little cat's face. That I'm warping with whatever this tool is. Hi, pup time. Your emotes are adorable as always. My favourite dumb... I think it might be a seam cleaver. Do seam cleaners suck? Otherwise, this might also be a Hoover. But it's like, it's definitely producing steam, which makes me think seam cleaner.
Definitely has steam.
Or at least, looks like it.
The beans. The beans.
I wonder if it's becoming all the more obvious why I have a card. My card is addressed oxtroids.uwu.ai.
Because very first,
And I don't care about admitting it. Then again, the way I draw and anthropomorphic animals gives that away.
suck the orange stuff away.
That achievement is accurate, but my god, I hate it. Slightly hate it in this context. The achievement for cleaning this cat plush was no means no. And it's like, yes, I agree with that statement. But it just seemed extra bitter given the context of the game. Like angry parent saying no means no rather than ye. I think it's more mum telling daughter and husband no about having this kitten they saw. I think. But yeah, who does tell cats no? They don't listen. I don't think we're ready to own a cat. We don't know how to properly care for one, and we don't have any cat food or supplies. How can we fulfill its needs? But... Lily, aren't you being a bit too serious? Of course having a pet is a huge responsibility. But Dora can learn how to be responsible by taking care of it. And we can buy whatever supplies we need. What if its mother's still around? We might be taking a child from its parent. And if the mother is astray, you could take in the mother and adopt her out. Or adopt the kitten out. Like, take both in. Me.
And now, it's time for a moment you've been waiting for.
1, 2, 3. Mika Mika Bing. I don't even care if that gets me. I had to have that as one. I had to have that as one. I mean, I'll remove it if it's too much of an issue on things, but it's like... There's no regrets. I just had to have it. She could have been abandoned. That isn't something we know for sure. No means no, Adora. Hunter's right. This is so dumb. I love it though. If this exists in real life, someone needs to send me it. Just this really round, squeaky cat. Because this is a need. OBS, there definitely was space on there. I deleted everything that had already been on there. OBS, don't stop lying to me about recordings and then stopping the recording. That would be lovely. There you go. A striped cat plushie. It makes soft. It's soft and makes cute sounds when you squeeze it. I was so upset after we returned home. I slammed my door shut and proceeded to leave my room. That evening, my dad came over and gave me a stuffed animal. It was soft, fluffy, and looked like the kitten from before. Mum bought this for you. She didn't know how to give it to you. The softness of the plushie modified the sadness in my heart. You're now purple. Purple, 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 purple. A few days later, we saw the same kitten at the same spot. This time, though, there's... Low? Yep. It was with another cat with a matching coat. It's Mother. Mum was right. If I had taken the kitten home, I couldn't help but feel ashamed. You could have taken both home. We can ponder the orb. My hometown was always too warm for snow. If any snow did happen to fall, it would melt as soon as it touched the ground. Things like snowball fights and snowmen only existed in TV shows and fiction. So my childhood wishes included leaving footprints in fresh white snow, making snow angels, building a huge snowman. When we finally had time for a family trip, I begged to go somewhere with an abundance of snow. Oh, we have another thing. We have another doodad. And that's how we end up having a snowy vacation. Thanks for that, I got to check off a lot of things on my bucket list.
Patient.
Yep, it works. Couldn't tell you how long that went, love. It's so grimy. Where did this get covered in plant anyway? How did it get covered in plant? This is meant to be a really dusty house. What, was it left in the garden when it was meant to be in the building? That's more of... That's... Ooh... Yes. Give me the mushroom. Yay! Mushroom! Game must not clean. Game, nothing's showing up on the doodah. What's not clean? Apparent. Okay. Okie dokie. Dad, the snow crunches when you step on it. And when you lie down, it's sort of soft and fluffy. Really? And I want to lay down too. You're right, Adora. It's really soft. I saw on TV if you wave your arms and legs like this, you can make a huge snow angel. Then how about we make some big snow angels to watch over our family? Okay. marshmallows are ready. You two better eat first, or or you won't have enough energy to play. A snow globe we purchased on a family trip. Invokes happy memories. Invokes snow. I don't know. I'm sure the thing I read was the buy one get one free thing started today. I'm sure it said the 17th. Unless I imagined stuff. I've given myself a very dumb idea. They made giant snow angels, built snowmen, men, and had an all-out snowball fight with no regard for how snow-crusted our clothes became. After it grew dark, we gathered around the fireplace and drank sweet cocoa. As the comforting warmth of the fire lulled me to sleep, I could hear Dad humming and Mum turning the pages of a book. On our way home, we bought a snow globe to commemorate the wonderful memories from our vacation. However, since some time ago, I deliberately hid the snow globe out of sight. Those warm memories became a source of agony as they reminded me of days I could not return to. Could never return to, sorry. This is gonna get sad, isn't it? I smell sadness. I smell sad. I had hoped to find the attic key in the living room, but it didn't turn up. I decided to search my room next. It looked exactly as I did on the day I left home. Only the thick layer of dust on everything indicated that any passage of time. But my focus was drawn to my desk, where Dad's pocket watch lay. There used to be a time when its cogs still turned and its soft ticking could still be heard. When Mum gave Dad this pocket watch, Dad was delighted with the engraved design. A lily, just like Mum's name. Wherever Dad went, so did the pocket watch. Shortly after I started high school, the pocket watch fell silent for good. Like I said, I can smell sadness.
Logos binted.
Oh good, the thing did work. That one's definitely gonna be extended and messed around with the I can sense it. Dad, how are you doing? Are you still cracking jokes over there? I can fucking smell it. Games, you can be as obvious as a boss arena with these sort of things. I don't think I'm doing that well. God damn it. And it's raining. Oh no. Oh no. This one was in the demo, I remember it. Definitely was. I missed and I know I've missed this spot. There's a bit I haven't even had that the game hasn't given me access to yet. Ta-da! Happy Pancake Day, Mike. I'll wait for pancakes. Despite the game trying to make me feel sad, I'm doing pretty good. Games, why do you make people have feelings? This is a pocket watch of the character you're playing as, or that was given to the dad of the character you're playing as. And it was saying about how shortly after how the dad would take it everywhere, and shortly after she started high school, the ticking of this clock stopped forever. And and then it had a little bit going, "Hey Dad, how are you? Are you still cracking jokes out there? Or up there where, like, full on going, yeah." I think I've still got stuff to be of Spiritfarer. Yeah, you need to know what you're going into for Spiritfarer. Definitely. also a game I think everyone should play, though. Like, that game... Okay, good. I'm not insane. That is a bit dirt. It's well made. It's adorable. Good, strong messages and stuff as well. It's like definitely a game people should play. But yeah, I don't think I've beaten all the stuff that came out in that last update. The farewell one. Because I know I got it before that came out. But I don't think I did, or at least I think I did. Thinking of emotional and heartfelt, and To the Moon is another one. But it's also one of the cliche of sad RPG maker games. Because there's so many RPG maker games. They're either sad or horror. I absolutely love To the Moon. And if you buy the soundtrack, I don't know if they still do, but they used to always donate to an autism charity. Not Autism Speaks. I just can't remember which one it did. And the music is good as well. Need to play the rest of the To the Moon games, because there's a couple. Dora, how many times have I told you not to call the office directly? Ah, puppy! Yeah, I just... You're usually back by now, and I couldn't get in touch with you. Oh. I'm sorry, I got caught up with work and completely lost track of time. I'll make sure to check my phone more often from now on. But please, text instead of call. Alright. Oh yeah, Mum. I was cleaning my room earlier and I found the cassette player Dad gave me. I'm sorry, Adora, but I still have a lot of work to do. Don't wait for me, and make sure you don't go to bed too late. Wait, a broken pocket watch. Boys, can you not go croaky? Boys, can you at least play along with me? I don't want to sound like a frog for the remainder of this piece. That would be lovely. No, I got the puppy. A broken pocket watch. Its time remains eternally frozen.
Cat, drink.
Just like my family's. To the Moon's actually currently on sale on Steam. 80% off. Making it £1.70. So if you wanted a different brand, RPG Maker Sadness. Price-wise, you're not gonna... It's not exactly a loss. Oh, that's just how my drinks alert is. Pelted with boba. Gay boba, but boba. And actually, well, let's add the page up. There. For easy findings. Maybe. I desperately needed Mum, but she threw herself into work as if she wanted to forget Dad, and maybe all of us. Days passed and we barely spoke or even saw each other. I kept telling myself that I had to try to understand her, that she was raising me all by herself now, but my grief and sorrow grew nearly unbearable as they rendered my nights sleepless. Things would have been much easier if I had just blamed her. Yet, whenever I saw Mum, so exhausted and fatigued, sadness came before anger. I hated her for leaving me alone, but at the same time it pained me to see her eroding away. As much as I longed for her comfort, I wanted to comfort her too. I couldn't stand the silence in the house, so I would listen to Dad's tapes. Listening to those songs made it feel like he was right there beside me. One day I heard a composer tell his story on a radio show. When I was a kid, my father used to hum songs he had wrote himself, so I became interested in music. I hardly saw him after my parents divorced. Game, you made it! Did they divorce and then he died? Because the game is making it sound like he's dead. That's fine. Of course. I have it in my Steam library, so it's and it's not exactly a hard to remember title, so it's easy to find. I hardly saw him after my parents' divorce, but whenever I sang his songs, I felt like I was back in those happy childhood days. Wait, no, this might be him, the composer, not her. I just noticed the quotes. Game. You're confusing for people whose brains not exactly turned on. That's how I started composing. For me, it's a way of bringing comfort to not only me, but to others in similar circumstances. I could see myself in this story, and this song resonated with me. Naturally, I admired him. Finally, I understood what Dad had meant. I wanted to tell him that I found something I couldn't live without doing. I found a part-time job and started saving money for composing tools. When Mum asked about it, I thought she was finally taking some interest in my life. I think it still works. Should I turn it on now? And back to me being easily amused by how the attention to detail in this game. Yay. Who needs Power Wash Sim? You can actually fiddle with the items you're cleaning in this. That just looks like a polo. Am I wrong though? I don't think so. Around the bottom. And all the little holes and things. Mum, you're late again. You must be exhausted. Yes, a little. How was your day? Adora? What are those things? Oh, these? A MIDI controller, a microphone. They're tools for composing. By composing, do you mean composing music? I started making songs little by little. I even got a part-time job to buy these tools myself. Wait. Adora, a part-time job? You started working just for a hobby? Adora, you need to be studying for your future right now. Don't waste your time on things like that and quit your part-time job too. Adora, respectfully, I hate your mum. A red MIDI controller, the first piece of musical equipment I ever bought with my own money. I wanted to tell her, it wasn't. Right, Sally? What, babe? better? Making music or robbing a bank? Like, but making music is probably the least troublesome thing she could do. I wanted to tell her that it wasn't just a hobby, that I was serious. But before I could say anything, Mum said she was tired and heading towards her room. My words were met with the sound of a door closing shut. I was left alone in all too familiar silence. I was angry at Mum for not listening to my words, but I kept trying to understand her. I thought she might change her mind if I showed her. Ah yes, my local speak. Of course Dad would come out right now. Showed her how serious I was. Much like how music had comforted me, I wanted to comfort Mum to feel comforted too. And if possible, with a song of my own creation. Yeah, she's not allowed to have a hobby to play music or have a part-time job. Like she's being responsible about this. The last day I spent every spare moment composing. Not only was it my first song, but it was a song for Mum. When I felt like I had pulled enough of my heart into it, I recorded my song onto a cassette tape. I fervently hoped that it would bring her some comfort. Even if I couldn't fully convince her, if I could at least help her feel a little bit better. When Mum came back home, exhausted as usual, I nervously handed her the tape. I thought if Mum listened to it, she would understand how serious I was. Again, it's all covered in plant. Hi, Gangrel. I'm not that young. Dad's car. Dad had a old Renault, I think, that they used to that could play them. You know what that is? I had one with Kylie on it. Game, are you gonna let me open this thing? Aha! Other things is that you effectively press buttons while using the cleaning stuff. Other things that don't. Game, at least try to be a little consistent. That would be... I will say, this is about as yellow as I am. Da, 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 da. Pikachu, Pika Pee, Pikachu, Pika Pee, Pikachu, Pika Pika. You composed this yourself? Yeah, the melody came to me first, so I started with that. I'm still working on the lyrics. Oh, and there's another one I'm preparing for a competition. The theme is... Hold up, Adora. Didn't I tell you the last time? You need to focus on your studies. Lady? What if her studies are music related? Have you considered that? Plus, being in a music competition, it's still better than, I don't know, robbing a bank. Lady. Fish.
Ham food.
Oh, but that did not sound like that had half as many M's as that did. Hang on. Why did you change tone twice? triangle, don't tempt me.
Don't forget to clip funny moments.
A serious question. Can you even drown a shark that's made up of boba? Like, that would just be adding more liquid to a liquidy mess with balls in it. This is one of the sentences I just used to test this little freak and
According to all forms of nature, a shark shouldn't be filled with boba. But I exist anyways, because fuck those guys.
I don't know. I feel like that's appropriate for this. And hearing the bootleg Stitch voice say fuck is just amusing to me. And I just realised I typed it wrong, but point still stands. Maybe I should make that a button. I could. Mom, I know it might seem like... Mom, I know it might seem like a hobby right now. Don't make me think of Bellotro. I don't need to think of Bellotro. I've already been detoured by Bellotro once in a stream. I don't need to be detoured again. And that one stream, it was within the game I was playing. Because yay, Dave the Diver has everything in it. Maybe more so than Warframe does. Yes. The best cozy. It really less depressing than this game. But I'm liking this game. Do I need to be bullied by Jimbo? No. Please. Can you at least try listening? Adora, do you even hear what you're saying? Do you, lady? Do you? In my defense, I wouldn't have played Gold Stake in David Bellutro anyway. Because I can't do that difficulty. I struggle with White Stake. I just play for the meme. Big. Oh, Pikachu. Right? I drew that little freak. I say freak affectionately here. Try hype. Pikachu, Pikachu, where are you? 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 I know you're in this folder. I'm sure you're in this folder. Where the f— There. I think mine's better. I know it's cute. This is it. That's me having drawn it. It's baby. With his tiny little tail. And your ears. And washed out color palette that looks like you took a picture into Microsoft Word and actually pressed the washed out button. You know what? I understand why you're doing. Night. I will still allow it, but I completely get what Ultimate's decision. Pikachu is cute. Pikachu might be the only reason I want Poketopia, but I don't know if Poketopia will come out on the original Switch, and I don't have money for Switch 2, and I have a problem in this, Pikas. I know this. Doesn't help me, Matt. How can you waste your time on this rather than instead of studying for your future? I'm tired. Let's talk another time. Another time? When's that gonna be? When you quit your job? As if that'll happen. Adora, I'm saying this for your sake. I'm serious about becoming a composer. I want to make it so you don't have to worry about money anymore. And people said I'm pretty talented, so... Adora, I said no. Don't even think about it. It went from sad to... Adora, you need a new mum. And my mum would probably be willing to adopt her. If she was real. Right now, it may feel like you're special, talented. There's no word more meaningless. Right, Joe? Also, I feel like this mother is gonna give me a crush out. Don't get carried away just because of a mere compliment. Praise proves absolutely nothing. Okay, at least we're all gonna agree. Adora, you have an army who might well be too vicious towards your mother. Parental unit, even, might be better terminology. That's cassette player. Despite how old it is, it can still play tapes. Why was she so angry? Was she more tired than usual? Even now I still don't know why Mum reacted so explosively. I never expected her to yell at me like that. A few really left me speechless. Did I never update that one to the newer static one I made? No. Huh. I never even realised I hadn't updated that. When I was done, she tore the tape from my hands and threw it into the trash. Without so much as a backward glance, she said, "Stop wasting your time on worthless things like this." She's saying the guess who gets chucked in the retirement home speedrun? We really did. I say she doesn't even get a place in a retirement home that has windows. Like, she has to be in the basement. What she threw away wasn't only a cassette tape. Therein was the piece of my heart that held my drive to comfort Mum, despite the loneliness after Dad's passing. Even if hating her was the easier path, I didn't want to give up trying to understand her. But at that moment, when my heart was equated to trash, I felt as if something disappeared from inside me. After Mum's raised quell and silence fell once again, I finally gave up trying to understand her. And now I hear this muddy laughter. Or was that barking? I also just noticed the time, and it's later than I normally stick around for, but I think that might also be... actually, that might be okay. I just noticed that we're definitely wanting to beat up a woman who just yelled at a child for wanting to make music. If not necessarily full-on abuser. Definitely emotional. Aggressive emotionally. Lady, it seems like you'd rather her rob a bank or something at this rate. The music box was the last present I ever received from Dad. Too many people breed and then have kids and think that unconditional love isn't a thing. I think that there has to be conditions because they have to be their fucking Build-A-Bear child. Kids aren't Build-A-Bear. Exactly. Whenever I felt lonely, I would wind it up and talk to him as if he was right beside me. Dad, if you were still here, you would have supported me, right? Dad doesn't understand what it's like to have a dream. To have something you can't live without. How covered in honey did I get myself at lunch if I'm still sticky? And you're not allowed the fun ones, you're getting a teddy bear. All she wants to do is fit into the mold. That's probably the only kind of life she knows. I cried for a long time, pouring out my anguish. Listening to the music books play, it felt like Dad was sitting right next to me.
Lizard. Lizard. Lizard.
Yes, the clearance Build-A-Bear. Do I add more lizards to more lizard? I thought 3 would be okay, but I think, do I add more? Do I add more lizards? Definitely not the Pokemon ones. I don't even think the Pokemon villains would agree with some of this behavior. Or watch Dandy. Watch Dandy break in case it's like familiar, because Dandy hasn't exactly said anything positive about their parents. Or often doesn't exactly say anything positive interaction wise.
Oh no.
I didn't even want to talk to her anymore. I had nothing to say to her. And I know I skipped a bit of dialogue. I keep doing that. Oh? I can blow. I can blow things now. Not the game giving me an achievement that says Dad's final song. Game. Game. Oh no. No. Is your job jump scaring me? Yep.
They're both cable.
Well, that's not good.
I've just come in to moan about the quality of something.
As she does.
As I do.
Meanwhile, me and chat are sad.
Oh.
Because this game is depressing. Yeah, that is the right end for yours, because yours is C, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's Dan's new one.
Also, that magnet's shit. With how easily that comes apart as well.
Hmm. Yeah. Crap. Crap. Get dogs in. Barky, barky, barky.
Joe says hi, Mother Womble. Joe somehow saw that you're one of my mods. Were you the loitering?
Huh?
Were you loitering?
No. Yeah. I'm listed as one of Ox's mods, and Ox is listed as one of mine.
And you sing too loud, so I never go to your stream.
Belter.
Can you not belt? That was a mamature. Work smarter, not harder, kids. He's now gone, but he was a mamature. The mama chew. Okay, now I can see what's still dirty. Z Womble Chew. The idea of a Womble Chew just sounds cursed. This game might as well be wanting people to clean the items with their tears. Adora, can we talk for a minute? Can we beat you up behind an Arby's? I'm busy right now. I'm sorry how I acted. I must have been tired. I got emotional. But it was for your sake, Adora. I don't want you to suffer. Killing her dreams makes her suffer. Lady. You're sending messages out, lady. Right now, things may seem fun and exciting, so you might think that the road ahead will be easy. Someday you'll understand. But now it would be better if you just focused on your studies and kept composing as a hobby. Now I get why you're saying these things. You've never had anything you've truly wanted to do, have you? Yep. Also, what sort of psychopath says praise means nothing anyway? Like, surely you need help if you're saying stuff like that. Or something. And that's not a good mentality to have. All you've ever done is live by other people's standards. That's why you don't understand how serious I am, and what it's like to have something you can't live without. If Dad were here, he would have understood me. At least he wouldn't have thrown away my tape like that. He wasn't anything like you. A music box that plays after you wind it. The last gift Dad ever gave me. I deliberately chose the words that would hurt her the most. I thought I had the right to, since she was the one who hurt me first. Mum said nothing during my verbal onslaught. Her silence only fueled my rage, so my words came in harsher, crueler, more vicious. Mum quietly bit my wrath. After the room fell silent, she left without a single word. Left alone, I picked up the music box and said to myself, "It's okay." It was nothing compared to what she did to me. That looks like a camera. It was a peaceful weekend afternoon. I'd started to doze off after putting stickers all over Dad's camera. In my half-awake state, I could faintly make out Mum and Dad's voices as they quietly talked. I wanted to keep listening to their conversation, but before long I fell asleep. Is this the aftercare? Is this the game giving us aftercare? Yes, aftercare fluff. Dad used to take pictures of me and Mum whenever he could. It looks like it still might work if I charge it. I'll try turning it on after cleaning it. It looks like it's growing shrooms. Aftercare. Baby Adoro Memory Edition. This is easier to clean. He has one of the little pop-up flash. If it is, I don't think I can pop that out. Okay, that's cute though. Might still work if I charged it. What about if it just still works? Adora?
But it very much still works.
If nothing else, just enough to flashbang people. That emote is so much more hyper than this game is. Actually, you can double check.
Clean that up fully first.
Before sticking it back in.
Lizard.
Lizard.
Drink, chat, drink.
Now I'm done with the lens and its extendy bits. Okay, good. Clean the stickers. Yeah. And now I have that drink. Adora, did you finish your homework? Shh. You fell asleep after playing with the camera again. She really does love it. She's interested in so many things, like music and writing. Guess the apple doesn't fall from the tree, huh? I only hope she doesn't become like me. Do you mean sad and miserable and I don't know what he saw in you? You still have regrets about back then? You know, I thought you were so beautifully radiant. It's all in the past now. I was naive and foolishly chasing what was only a dream. Now I'm awake and live in reality. Let's not talk about this anymore, alright? Alright. And now, this continued to digital camera. It's decorated with stickers I had stuck on as a child. The camera contained a recording I had never seen before. Had I pressed the record button while I was asleep? The slanted video captured a long conversation between Mum and Dad. I found it difficult to understand. The Mum I knew always seemed so ordinary. Suddenly I realised that perhaps the words I had so aggressively thrown at her that day meant more than I had thought. The moment kept playing over and over in my mind. How silently she stood before my anger, and how silently she had left the room. Bothered only by the sound of the door closing. Only Mum's room was left. Holding the old doorknob, I felt as if I were about to meet Mum herself after all this time. Her room was neatly filled with boxes, all neatly labelled and sorted by purpose. Somehow it seemed like she knew she wouldn't be coming back. One box in particular caught my attention. Things I couldn't throw away. The box contained many trophies I had never seen before. Where does she get all these from? I really don't know anything about Mum. It looks exactly like the symbol I saw in the teacup. Don't get eaten by sharks there, Chris. Oh, I have to do that. You know what would have been a key potential bit of detail that David the Diver didn't do? Having it so sharks could be have more damage if you hit them in the face. Because they have they have famously like sensitive snoots. I mean, okay, I don't know how much, if it's actually true or a myth about the case of sharks will swim away if you punch them there. But they are known for being sensitive there, which would surely imply that they'd feel more pain if hit by a harpoon in the face. Okay, that dot is meant to be there. That looks like it's dirt. But okay. Now my head's thinking of a song from the TV show me and Mum have been watching. I don't think my brain should be thinking of stopping a shark's blood without formaldehyde. I don't know, I feel like that's just a weird thought. It's like hitting them in Dave the Diver, hitting them in the face doesn't seem to do anything different than hitting them anywhere else, and it's like, game. You've got so much other attention to detail and you didn't pick one of the more commonly known shark things. Really? Really? It's a pretty trophy. Dad, what's that? A trophy? Yep. I got this for winning first place in a math competition. Cool, huh? Wow. Does Mum know? Well, there's no way you wouldn't show her something this cool. Of course she knows. I bragged about it all the time. And then she'd look at me with that solemn look and bring the box. The box? Adora, how about a snack? We have cheesecake. Dad, don't change the subject. Neck. Naked dragon. Neck. 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 A trophy I had never seen before. Writing competition. First place. Lilia Mayer. It has the same symbol as the teacup. So this was the books Dad mentioned. I took out a few trophies and read their plates. School writing competition winner, youth short story competition, excellence award, novel contest first place, all for Lily Mayer. These accolades demonstrated how much she had achieved, and they were proof of a dream Mum once had. She was talented enough to win all these awards. Why didn't she pursue writing as a career? And why did she stop me from chasing my dreams so badly? One after another, thoughts endlessly flowed through my mind. Pokemon community game, that is rude. Things were never the same after Mum threw away my cassette tape. I couldn't pretend that nothing had happened. This amnesty persisted after high school as I left home to study music at a distant university. I told myself I wouldn't call her until I succeeded. Back then, I believed that once I graduated university, success would easily find its way to me. However, just as Mum warned, the world is much colder than I thought. Awards and words of praise became more and more meaningless. The further I drifted from success, the more I avoided calling Mum. I could already hear what she'd say. That's why I told you to stop. I told you it's a waste of time. I wasn't ready to hear those words to my face. Even after I had to change my phone number, I couldn't bring myself to call her. After some time, I received an unexpected call from my aunt. Mum had passed away. And back into the depressing. I thought I'd be able to call her anytime I wanted, but I didn't have the courage to. That would mean I'd have to admit that she was right all along. Hello, everybody. How was it, Yakuza? I saw it was the OG English dub. The cleaning is going good. Game keeps making us sad, but you know, some games just do that. Well, the game keeps making us sad, and also all of us just wanted to beat up a mother behind an Arby's. But you know. Yeah. You emotionally hurt this child, it's on sight. Basically, me and everyone in chat. It was great. This typewriter is tiny. It's a baby. I saw. Just how dated is the dialogue, because I know from clips I've seen of it before, it is pretty dated. Not great. For the ink. It says something really that dub is known for just having slurs in it, really. Like, that shouldn't be a memorable point of a game.
Don't forget to clip funny moments.
Damn little bubble tea shark is dumb and I love it. My turn that? No. But yeah, overall this has been chill. Other than the mum and everyone wanting to beat her up on sight. You know, sometimes you just need slow and chill. And no risk of dying to a shark and like in Dave the Diver. I need to do the jibber. Yes. Clean, 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 clean. Clean, clean, clean. There we go. Are you leaving? If I don't go now, I'll be late for my flight. You have a lot of luggage. I'll drive you to the airport. It's fine, I know you're busy. I'll be going now. Adora. A typewriter that looks like a prop from a black and white film. It seems Mum typed her stories on it. Come to think of it, that was the last conversation we ever had. I had left without looking back, determined to return only when I succeeded. I wanted to prove Mum wrong. But that door I shut so firmly never opened again. I opened the small drawer at the bottom of the typewriter. Inside were sheets of paper and the attic key. Most of the papers were stories Mum had written. The rest seemed to be contracts. Amongst the papers, there are a few letters that began Miss Lily Mayer. I picked up a letter that's filled with her writing. Dear Miss Lily Mayer, it's been some time since I last penned a letter to you. I recall in all your previous letters that you have been a fan of mine for some time now. I wanted to let you know that I read the story you sent me this time as well. Please understand that I say this for your sake. I have read your works for a long time now, and they lack any aspect of exceptionality. Would even help if I tried to read the right word rather than messing up the wrong one 20 times. Certainly you could make a livelihood out of your writing, but I doubt that standard alone would be satisfactory for you. I understand your desire to be a writer. However, discretion is sometimes the better part of valor. I believe your time would be better spent in another field of work. I truly apologize for conveying these words much too late. Sincerely, Lois. Good old rotary phone. Lois was the name of Mum's favourite writer. The writer she admired, the one who might have inspired her to pursue writing. I couldn't begin to imagine how it'd feel to have someone I respected told me to give up. I imagined Mum opening the letter, hoping to find praise or encouragement. But further she read, the greater despair on her face. If a composer I admired said the same to me, I wouldn't have been able to take it either. If we did, I can't remember. And I'm at my parents'. I think they're cute. And this one's such a pretty blue. Bluey tealy. Pretty. Kind of amazing, really, how people have these big old rotary phones as for their landlines, and nowadays you don't even need a landline because people can have their internet go through mobile accounts and that. Ours certainly does. Mum's phone is basically the landline. Yes. No Mixels, so it definitely wasn't a hut designed by Toby Fox. That's gonna be annoying to clean proper. What's left? Is it serious? There. Clean enough. All recorded to February 19th. I think I'll be admitted to the hospital soon. Could you help me? Tidy up the house. Please. Don't have anyone else I can ask to do this. Lily, don't say that. I still have the spare key. So I'll go when I have time. Thank you. Before you come, I'll put away things like the trophies. It's strange, isn't it? Back then I was so desperate to forget everything. But when I was cleaning the house and saw my typewriter and all those trophies, I remembered the days when I wrote so happily. Why do we only realise how precious something is after we lose it? Writing? And Adora? Lily, have you called Adora? I tried calling her 2 days ago, but she didn't answer. Maybe she changed her number. I left a voicemail, but I'm not sure if she heard it. If I were brave enough to call her sooner, would we still be in touch right now? Back then, I thought the best thing to do was give her time. A landline phone. By calling a specific date, you can hear for recordings from that day. The call was between my mum and my aunt. From her voice and coughing, I could hear how difficult it was for Mum to talk. After I left home, my pride and drive to prove myself held me back from contacting Mum. All this time, I never once thought about how Mum must have felt. I didn't think to regret what she had done, nor did I know that she had called me. If I had just called her when I changed my number... The key that we came here to find, or we've been trying to find this whole time. As I looked at the old attic key that I found in Mum's typewriter, it reminded me of the excuse that brought me back home. Finding my aunt's necklace. Maybe she knew everything and sent me here on purpose. I held the rusted key in my hand. It felt cold and hard, but also warm. As I cleaned the key, Mum and Auntie's conversation continued. I felt like I was looking at myself. When Adora said that someone had called her talented, it was just like my young, naive self. It was too painful to see her talking with those bright eyes, full of hope. At that moment, I wasn't looking at Dora, but rather the child I used to be. So you'd be a bitch to the child you used to be. There's one thing to be that harsh to your own child, but to be that harsh to your past self. Ugh. Eee. Me no likey. Me no like that at all. Only one thing isn't 100% clean, and it's that rotary phone, which I doubt would be 100% cleanable in real life without taking it apart. The attic key I found inside the typewriter. What will I find inside the attic? The recording ended with a violent cough from Mum. I was left stunned, my heart painfully heavy. After some time, I collected myself and headed to the attic with the key in tow. The attic had always been Mum's private space. When I snuck in as a child, it looked more like a storage room than somewhere fun. I often wondered why Mum liked using it. As if to answer that question from my childhood, I found an old desk and chair in one corner of the room. On the desk laid a necklace and a dusty journal with an all too familiar name. If I never came back to this house and cleaned it, if I had never left those mementos undisturbed beneath dust, I would never have learned about Mum's true feelings. If I had a feeling that this diary had been waiting here all this time, just for me. I carefully brushed away the thick dust and opened it. That day, when Adora handed me her tape with such excitement on her face, I could see the hope in her eyes. The innocent face, certain she could realize her dream. I knew that face well. I was afraid she would curse her wasted years and regret everything. I need to stop this now. For her sake, I chose to be harsh. I believed that her hating me was the lesser of the two evils. When I started to tidy up Adora's belongings, I was able to see remnants of her dreams in my hands. Through them, I could feel her sorrows and joys. That was when I looked back on my past, my younger self, who I had thought naive and foolish, was shining as brilliantly as those traces of Adora. I wanted to tell her my true feelings, but I can't reach her anymore. All I can do is wait. I hope you return one day. I can tell you this. Adora, it was thanks to you that I was able to face myself again, even though I was ashamed of my past. I was happy to see a part of myself in you. I had hurt you so gravely, yet you brought me comfort. I should have said this to you sooner. No matter what path you choose to walk, no matter how you live your life, I will always love and support you. Mum's diary ended there. After closing it, I noticed a letter laying on the corner of the desk. There was also something I thought I'd never see again. The cassette tape that I recorded my first song on. Put the tape into the cassette player and opened the envelope. The letter inside contained the lyrics which seemed to accompany my song. I slowly recited Mum's lyrics. My novice melody and her poetic verses complemented each other well, as if they had always been together from the very start. What would you do to see those lost birds once again? Looking above, your eyes dance with the dawning sky, gleaming with hope. They were clear as crystal. Was it me who dusted everything? Right in my dream. You're singing to the moon and stars. Even lighting up my room behind you.
What would you do to see those lost birds once again? What can I do to hear them sing? Would you walk through meadows wide or search through lonely streams? If there's any chance to see them once again. Looking above, your eyes dance with a dawning sky. Gleaming with hope, they were clear as crystal. Was it me who dusted everything?
It very much was.
You're singing to the
Definitely a lot of feels.
even lighting up my room behind you.
Happy I finally played it though. Very much happy I finally got around to playing this. Needed something chiller than Dave.
Will you be back to see your lemon tree singing?
And feels aside, I definitely
Emotional damage.
My hands, and we walk through hills
it feels aside. This definitely was chiller than Dave for the bit.
crowded street. If you have some time to see me once again. Looking above, your eyes dance with a dawning sky. Gleaming with hope, they were clear as crystal. Was it me who dusted everything bright in my dream? You're singing to the moon.
Babe the pocket watch.
Even lighting up my room behind you.
Thank you for playing Undusted Letters from the Past. In hindsight, with a title like that, I didn't need to ghost hugs the loading screen. There was an addition I didn't need. Oh, that game was so sweet and Definitely pretty good. Definitely pretty good. I go and see if there's anyone to rate playing the game, because I know there was people playing the game from the streamers. Oh wait, no one was playing from when I set it up. And I'm the only one who was playing. Of course. Chill vibes. Or bugs. I think more chill vibes. Empyrean definitely does do good, nice vibes. Definitely. We're playing a game called Moonstone Island, which looks Pokemon-y, actually. More than Stardew it did on the first appearance, but cozy, maybe a bit Pokemon-y. I don't know. Either way, that's where we're going. So since everything is set up, bye-bye!